First contact and betrayal. The massive alien vessel appeared without warning in Earth's orbit on a quiet Tuesday morning. One moment, space around our planet was empty. The next, a colossal ship hovered there, sleek, gleaming, and undeniably not of human origin. The vessel stretched nearly 2 kilometers from end to end, its hull composed of a material that shifted between deep purple and midnight blue, depending on how Earth's sunlight struck it. Global communication networks exploded with activity. Governments scrambled their military forces. Citizens poured into streets, staring skyward. Religious leaders proclaimed everything from salvation to damnation. For the first time in human history, we knew with absolute certainty we were not alone. Commander Elena Vostok observed the alien ship from the International Space Station, her trained astronaut's composure barely containing her wonder and apprehension. "Houston, are you seeing this?" she asked, her voice remarkably steady. "Affirmative, Commander," came the reply. Tension evident even through the crackling communication line. "All global powers are tracking it. Stand by for instructions." For 72 hours, the vessel maintained its position, silent and watchful. Earth's governments debated responses, military options, and diplomatic approaches. Then, without warning, the alien ship deployed 5 smaller craft that descended toward Earth's surface. They landed simultaneously in Washington, D.C., Beijing, Moscow, New Delhi, and Brasilia. From each craft emerged beings that appeared startlingly humanoid. Tall figures with copper-toned skin that seemed to shimmer with an inner luminescence. Their eyes, large and faceted like those of insects, shifted between gold and emerald. They moved with fluid grace that suggested bones more flexible than human anatomy would allow. The leader of the delegation, who called himself Ambassador Xoran, addressed the hastily assembled United Nations Security Council in perfect English. "We represent the Galactic Conclave, a federation of 37 spacefaring species that oversees this sector of the galaxy. We have been observing your world for some time. Your species has reached a technological threshold that warrants official contact and integration into the greater galactic community." The world watched breathlessly as humanity took its first steps onto the galactic stage. Initial negotiations proceeded cautiously. The conclave offered limited technological exchange, medical advancements, improved energy production methods. Earth demanded answers. Ambassador Xoran expressed regret, but claimed the station had been engaged in prohibited scanning activities that threatened conclave security interests. "Your outpost was deploying quantum resonance technology that interferes with our navigation systems," he explained to the outraged Earth Council. "We transmitted 17 warnings on standard emergency channels. When these were ignored, defensive protocols were initiated automatically. We extend our sympathies for this unfortunate incident." Records showed no warnings had ever been received. Further investigation revealed the prohibited scans were standard atmospheric analysis of Jupiter that had been conducted for over a decade without issue. "They murdered 42 people and expect us to accept their condolences," said General Ibrahim Hassan, head of Earth's Unified Defense Command. This was not an accident. This was a demonstration. In the aftermath, the conclave imposed new safety regulations restricting human space activity beyond lunar orbit. Earth's governments publicly accepted these terms, while citizens worldwide seethed with anger and grief. Secretly, leaders from every major nation gathered in a fortified bunker beneath the Swiss Alps. For the first time in human history, old enemies sat side by side with a common purpose: survival. "They have shown us who they truly are," said Chinese Premier Liu Wei, her normally composed face tight with controlled fury. "They do not see us as partners. They see us as subjects, or possibly resources." U.S. President Carmen Rodriguez nodded. "They've underestimated us. Their technology is centuries beyond ours, but their attitude gives us an advantage. They don't consider us a threat." Dr. Okafor presented her analysis. The conclave species evolved as hierarchical herd creatures. Their societies function on strict dominance patterns. They literally cannot conceive of us as equals. It's biologically ingrained to categorize other species as either superiors or subordinates. General Hassan's voice cut through the somber mood. Then let's show them something they've never seen before. They expect submission. Let's give them revolution instead. Operation Defiance was born that night, a dangerous, desperate plan to ensure humanity's independence and survival. Earth would play the part of the chastened child publicly while working feverishly in secret. 3 months after the Jupiter massacre, a small conclave shuttle suffered an accident while entering Earth's atmosphere. The craft crashed into the Pacific Ocean. The conclave accepted Earth's profuse apologies and offers to help retrieve the wreckage. They never suspected the accident had been meticulously engineered by a coalition of human hackers who had discovered exploitable flaws in conclave communication protocols. Deep beneath the Gobi Desert, in a facility unknown even to most world governments, the recovered conclave technology revealed its secrets to the brightest scientific minds Earth could assemble. The aliens had made their first critical mistake, underestimating human ingenuity and determination. A single thought united humanity. We will not be conquered. We will not be subjugated. We will not go quietly into the night. The conclave had awoken something they couldn't understand, humanity's indomitable spirit. And they would soon learn just how dangerous that could be. Humanity strikes back. In the underground research complex beneath the Gobi Desert, Dr. Sophia Chen stared at the disassembled conclave drive core. After 6 months of reverse engineering, her team had made a breakthrough. It's not magic, she announced to the assembled military leaders. Their technology is advanced, but it follows physical laws. They've mastered quantum entanglement for communication and gravitational manipulation for propulsion, but the underlying principles are ones we theorized. We were decades away from implementation, but with these components as reference points, we can accelerate our development exponentially. Similar scenes played out in hidden facilities worldwide. Russian engineers decoded conclave weapon systems. Brazilian scientists unraveled their biotech. Indian programmers reverse-engineered their computer systems. A global network of research, unhindered by traditional national rivalries, made astounding progress. Meanwhile, on the surface, humanity played its assigned role. Ambassador Sorin and his delegation continued to expand their influence, establishing monitoring outposts throughout the solar system. The conclave imposed increasingly restrictive safety protocols that effectively confined human space operations to Earth orbit and the lunar colonies. Your species requires guidance, Sorin explained to Earth's representatives, his tone that of a patient teacher addressing slow students. In time, with proper development, you may earn greater autonomy within the conclave structure. Publicly, Earth's leaders expressed gratitude for conclave wisdom. Behind closed doors, Operation Defiance accelerated. 18 months after the Jupiter Station massacre, a conclave delegation arrived at the Mars facility to inspect a new Earth-designed habitat dome. Commander Vostok, still heading security operations, greeted them with appropriate deference while activating the subdermal implant that allowed her to communicate silently with Earth Command. Delegation has entered assessment phase 1. She subvocalized, the quantum-encrypted message instantly reaching the command center beneath Geneva. Implementing Operation Thunderbolt in 3, 2, 1. Throughout the solar system, hidden human satellites simultaneously activated a specially designed electromagnetic pulse. The pulse, harmless to human technology, exploited a vulnerability in conclave systems discovered during the examination of the crashed shuttle. Across Mars, Europa, and the asteroid belt, conclave outposts suddenly went dark. Their communication networks failed. Their ships powered down. Their weapons systems disabled. On Mars, Commander Vostok watched confusion spread across Sorin's normally composed features as his personal communication device failed. "What is happening?" he demanded, his veneer of benevolence cracking. "I believe," Vostok replied calmly, "humanity is happening. Across Earth, citizens watched their screens as President Rodriguez addressed the world and the conclave simultaneously. For 2 years, we have endured the conclave's condescension and control. We have watched as they restricted our movements within our own solar system. We have grieved as they murdered our people and called it a regrettable necessity. Today, we reclaim our independence. The broadcast switched to live feeds showing Earth ships, vessels built in secret using adapted conclave technology, surrounding the disabled alien outposts. The ships bore the unified emblem of Earth, a blue planet wrapped in olive branches against a field of stars. The conclave entered our system uninvited. Rodriguez continued. They imposed their authority without consent. They have treated humanity as children or savages requiring supervision. This ends today. On Mars, Soren's faceted eyes flashed between gold and red, a physiological sign of alarm that conclave members couldn't suppress. "This is madness," he hissed. "You cannot challenge the conclave. Our full fleet would reduce your world to ash." Commander Vostok smiled thinly. "Your full fleet is currently experiencing the same systems failure as your outposts. Our quantum pulse has propagated through your entanglement-based communication network. Your nearest reinforcements are 3 light-years away, and currently quite blind." For the first time since first contact, Soren showed genuine fear. He hadn't believed humans capable of comprehending conclave technology, let alone weaponizing it against them. On Earth, Dr. Okafor joined President Rodriguez for the next phase of the address. "We do not seek war with the conclave," she stated firmly. "Humanity desires peaceful coexistence with all sentient species, but we will not accept subjugation. We will not be controlled. We will not be denied our rightful place among the stars." The terms were simple. The conclave would withdraw from the solar system, maintaining only a small diplomatic presence on Earth. Humanity would retain all adapted conclave technology and develop it independently. Earth would be recognized as sovereign territory with exclusive rights to the solar system. Any future interaction would be conducted as equals, not as superior and subordinate. "You have 6 hours to consider these terms," Rodriguez concluded. "During this time, your systems will remain disabled, but your life support functions are unaffected. We await your response." In emergency sessions across Earth, leaders prepared for possible conclave retaliation. If the aliens rejected the terms, humanity was prepared to fight, not with any expectation of victory against the full might of the conclave, but with the determination to exact such a cost that conquest would be pyrrhic. 5 hours and 43 minutes later, Soren requested to address Earth's leadership. The conclave acknowledges the unexpected capabilities demonstrated by humanity. He began, each word clearly difficult for him to utter. "We accept your proposed terms, with amendments to be negotiated in good faith." The celebrations across Earth were tempered with caution. Humanity had won its independence, but also made itself known as a force to be reckoned with in galactic politics. In the months that followed, a new relationship formed between Earth and the conclave. The aliens approached humans with newfound respect and wariness. Studies of human history had revealed a pattern that alarmed them. Human advancement accelerated under pressure. The species that had taken thousands of years to develop basic electricity had, when threatened, mastered alien technology in mere months. "You must understand," Dr. Okafor explained to a conclave diplomatic team during subsequent negotiations, "humans evolved as adaptive omnivores in an environment that constantly tried to kill us. We competed with predators despite lacking natural weapons. We survived ice ages without fur. We conquered disease without genetic engineering. Adversity doesn't break us, it defines us." A new conclave representative, replacing the disgraced Soren, studied the humans with fascination. "Your species lacks the unified purpose of a hive mind or the instinctual harmony of a herd society. You are fractious, contradictory, individually focused, yet capable of remarkable coordination when threatened. There is no precedent for this in our records." Commander Vostok, now appointed as Earth's first ambassador, to the greater galactic community, smiled. Perhaps that's why we survived when your models predicted we would submit. You calculated our response based on what made sense to you. But humans rarely do what makes sense. As Earth ships began tentative explorations beyond the solar system, word spread throughout the galaxy. A new species had emerged, one that had forced the mighty conclave to retreat. They were called humans, and they were unlike anything the stars had seen before. On distant worlds, other subjugated species heard the whispers and looked toward Earth with something long forgotten: hope. The conclave had encountered many species in its long history. Some submitted willingly to its authority. Others fought and were conquered. But humanity had done something unprecedented. They had fought and won. Not through overwhelming force, but through adaptability, coordination, and sheer determination. As Admiral Vostok's flagship prepared for humanity's first diplomatic mission to the conclave homeworld, she reflected on how far they had come. From a species confined to one planet to one that had earned its place among the stars, not through conquest or submission, but by refusing to be anything other than what they were, indomitably, irrepressibly human. The galaxy would never be the same again, and neither would humanity.